Good evening, everybody. That was a little catchy tune I wanted to start with. How you doing? Uh, this is the Extravaganza with Mitch. Lou is out tonight doing some play-by-play basketball up in Michigan. His Freeland team, I believe, is playing, and he's doing his thing broadcasting, and I'm doing solo tonight. So glad to be with you. Glad. Hope you can join us for a great discussion about several things tonight. I hope you had a good New Year. 2026. Yeah, the scary part was I turned 70 during the holiday break. 70. It's a big number. Don't feel any different. Actually, you feel better than when I was 69 because I had a knee that was bothering me, and for some reason that knee is no longer bothering me. I had an MRI scheduled for Thursday. Canceled that sucker because I don't like the MRI. And number two, I'm feeling better, which is good. So like I said, hope everybody's doing well. I hope you're flueless. You know what's going around the country. But drink your water, stay hydrated, and do what you need to do to stay healthy. Lots happening in the sports world, as you know. We have the Olympics coming up in February. How many of you are Olympic folks who watch the Olympics? I know my wife and I will. We pretty much watch it all, from the hockey to all the skating. I love the speed skating. We watch the figure skaters too, bobsled, luge, all that good fun, fast stuff we love to watch. So yeah, that's coming up in February. We have the off season going on. We're going to talk about this in a minute for baseball. February 11th, the Phillies report. It is the 7th, so if I do my math right, 24 and 11 is 35 days till pitchers and catchers report for the Phillies. I know some other teams don't report on that day, but it's between 34, 33, 36 days that everybody will report to spring training. Playoffs in the NFL obviously are going on now. Well, we'll start this weekend. It's actually a huge football weekend. We have college football on Thursday. We have college football on Friday. We have a bunch of NFL playoff games over the weekend, including Monday. So it's going to be a lot of TV time watching some football starting tomorrow. So that's going to be fun watching these teams play. We will be joined by Beard A Knowledge. He is the host of Trending in the AM. He has about, I think, his 955 subscribers. He'll come on and tell you how to subscribe. He's trying to get to that 1,000 mark. So you can do him a favor when he comes on in a little while to listen to him and see why he needs to continue to get subscribers, because he's very good at what he does. And primarily right now, talking about the Eagles, but I'm going to shift to what I love the most is baseball. Specifically, the hat that I'm wearing and the shirt that I'm wearing. And the biggest news for the Phillies is that there's no news, specifically on JT. JT Realmuto has not agreed to sign with anybody yet, and that includes the Phillies. My takes are these. Number one, no news is good news. That's kind of what I always go on in my life, whatever situation it is, looking for somebody to get back to you on a job, an interview. You just wait. No news is good news. Now, sometimes that doesn't actually work well, but again, no news is good news. But you got to wonder why he hasn't signed. If he wants to come and play for a contender, which you're guessing he does, he's got maybe 3 more years left. And that's probably, I'm guessing, the issue with JT. They are at a stalemate. I messaged Jason Stark last week. Any idea of anything else going on besides stalemate? He said no. Jim Salisbury, Phillies writer, reporter, stalemate. Why hasn't he signed yet? I'm guessing it's the years, and I don't know we don't know if the Phillies have offered 2 with a 3 with another option for a 3rd year. That's what a lot of folks thought. He would get 2 with an optional 3rd. Would he want 4? I don't think the Phillies are going to give him 4, and I didn't think that was a good idea either. So the masses, the folks that are in the loop, are thinking that it's a 2-year option, a 2-year offer Phillies have given, but he may want 3. So that's a huge issue. If in fact he doesn't sign or go somewhere else, I've looked at this and I've looked at the options of the free agents and the people out there that haven't signed yet as catchers. And my choice is this guy right here. I actually found his card, Victor Caratini. And I'll tell you why. I found some stats. Caratini, he's 32. He played 114 games in 2025. He was with the Astros. He batted .259, 325 on base percentage, 728 OPS. He had 89 hits, 12 home runs, 35 scored 35 runs, 46 RBIs. Okay. JT I forgot to put the number of games down. He played a heck of a lot more consistently than Caratini. Caratini played catcher, he played first base, and he was the DH. 257 compared to 259. 315 JT on base, 325 Victor Caratini. 700 OPS, Caratini has, like I said, 728. JT had 129 hits, same number of home runs, 57 runs scored. He had 52 RBIs. Caratini had 46. Oh, JT had 132 games. Caratini a little bit better on the offensive side. Their strikeout ratio, I looked that up. JT's was 30, Caratini's around 16. So the other side of that coin is we know JT has declined offensively, but he's still an elite catcher. His caught stealing rate is 29%, which is pretty good. I don't know what Caratini's is because I didn't have the statistics for him. So they are at a crossroads, the Phillies, with JT Realmuto. You cannot go into the season with the Phillies with just Rafael Marchand and Garrett Stubbs. Marchand, yeah, he's a switch hitter. He can't hit. He can't hit. He had a terrible winter ball season hitter. It was terrible. He batted 150, whatever it was. It was bad. Stubbs can't hit. Stubbs, I don't know why he's still on this roster. It boggles the mind that he's still on the roster for the Philadelphia Phillies. So, in my GM mind, I go talk to and have a discussion with Victor Caratini, and 35 days till pitchers and catchers. Soon, I don't know when, the Phillies are going to have to make a decision and say, bye-bye, JT, we're done. You go somewhere else. You think you're going to get more money. Or JT's got to make a decision, obviously, and say, okay, I'll come back to the Phillies at this amount of money. He's going to take a severe pay cut. He was making $30 million, and the market looks like it's going to be 16 or 17. I listened to podcasts with Todd Zalecki, Ruben Amaro Jr., and Jim Salisbury the other day, and they're saying 16 from 30. That's probably the offer. I don't know if anybody else, and it doesn't. If he had gotten an offer from another team, other teams that were more than what Phillies will offer, he probably would have taken it by now. So that's a huge problem that the Phillies have. Um, the good news, and there is good news, is that Don Mattingly is going to be the bench coach for Rob Thompson. That is terrific because, excuse me, a lot of folks like me, maybe 50%, don't like Rob Thompson, don't like his decisions, don't like how he uses the bullpen. I used the bullpen past years, waiting too long. Don Mattingly is going to be his second guy. He's going to be his right hand man. So Donnie Baseball knows the game. Donnie Baseball has been around. He has not won a World Series. His son is the general manager. It's good. And now again, we go to. I'll finish Don Mattingly up in a second, and then continue with another thought. So there is stability on the bench. So I'm hoping that Mattingly can be a great influence for Thompson making better decisions, Rob, with your bullpen and your lineup. Why are we batting Bohm in fourth? Why are we not having Trey lead off? Schwarber should be batting fourth or Harper. I don't know what you do with the rest of the lineup. Okay. Because, Adolis Garcia now in right field. Who knows what's going to happen with him? Hopefully he has a bounce back year. The last 2 years weren't very good. But we got a solid player in right field. You've got Harper at first, Stott at second, Turner at third. Bohm, listen, I was not happy with Alec Bohm in the playoffs because he mentioned something about playing under pressure. And I was like, dude, you can't deal with the pressure. Get the hell out of here. However, people are complaining about him. Is it more that, or is it more of him as a player? Because he can hit the ball. Bohm can hit. He had a down season compared to the previous 2 years. He goes the other way. He was an RBI machine 2 years ago, and he plays a decent third base. Why are people complaining about Bohm besides his attitude? Okay, that's got to get fixed. Absolutely. Okay. Bo Bichette, two realms of thought. People are throwing out that Don Mattingly's there with the Phillies now. He's worked with Bo Bichette in Toronto. Could that be a good relationship to have? Blah, blah, blah. Come to the Phillies, they know each other. Unless John Middleton really wants his damn trophy back, and he decides all of a sudden to spend some money, he has a better chance to get the trophy back with Bo Bichette in the lineup. Do it for, pay the extra tax for a year. Get this guy on your roster. That opens up a lot of things, and maybe the people who don't want Bohm gets to go. But now you got to figure out, okay, what do you do then? Hopefully Bohm and maybe somebody in the minor league system you can get to play one of the outfield positions and not be one who is going to platoon. I hate a platoon. Brad Marsh, okay, is he going to be your left fielder? Okay, but he can't hit lefties. So that's a problem. You got problems in center field. Why don't you bring back Bader, John Middleton? Sign the guy. Get him a 2-year contract. You want your trophy back, spend the money. Pay the tax. Get Bader, get Bichette. You can deal with Marsh in the platoon. And if JT doesn't get back, you have a so-so catcher on the offensive side, but then making up for it is Bo Bichette. That's what you need to do. The bullpen. You now have Duran. You now have Alvarado. Kirkering will be back. I was one of the guys bitching when he threw that ball away. I don't want him on this team. He can't handle the pressure. Don't want him. Don't need him. Okay. Caleb Cotham has got to teach this kid how to pitch. He's got stuff. He throws the ball 97 to 99. But he's got to get control of the off-speed pitches. And speaking of off-speed pitches, so does our savior as a closer, Duran. Johan Duran has got to mix up his breaking pitches with his fastball. I don't want to see him throwing 15 fastballs in a row because, as we all know, major league hitters will sit on a fastball, whether it's coming at 95 or 102. They'll time it up. And he lost many a hitter at the end of last season throwing that fastball after fastball after fastball after fastball. He's got to mix it up. He mixes it up, he's going to save 30 games. I can't see that he wouldn't be able to do that. But you got to throw the fastball. You got to mix in the breaking pitches with the fastball, hit your spots, boom. Don't rely on the fastball only. So that's the roundup. People are looking at Tyler Stevenson as the catcher. Don't look very good. I like Victor Caratini. Now, the only issue is I'm looking at Victor's card, and I should have said this before. As I'm looking at his card, he is a switch hitter. All right. So good for him. So is Marchand. Now, here's the other thought. If they're going to stick with Marchand, maybe he should just stick with batting with his strongest side of the plate. And hopefully that's right-handed because you need more right-handed bats in the lineup. That's why they're looking at Bo Bichette, obviously. So let's hope that we, it's something to look forward to, I guess. 35 days to go before pitchers and catchers. Phillies need to know who they're going to be counting on behind the plate. Hopefully that will be somebody that is named JT Realmuto. We know how good he is behind the plate. He handles the pitching staff really well. Though, as a baseball nerd, I watch the games and I sometimes bitch about the pitches that he calls because I don't think he should. And then, call me whatever you want. But sometimes his pitch selection, 98%, 95% of the time, he knows the pitch to call. And the pitcher throws it, and 95%, it's like any other major league pitcher. But that's just me. I'm just anal about that. So that's about the Phillies and baseball. But before we go on to our expert Eagles guest coming on, Phil Stiefel, next week, the author of this book, Jane Levy, will be on to talk about this book that she wrote, that baseball aficionados all over the globe are talking about. Make me commissioner. I know what's wrong with baseball, how to fix it. So she's been around a while. She's 74. I'm 70. She's talked to so many players and people who've trained major league ball players at Driveline and coaches and managers about all of this. Basically a lot of this is about analytics, and my head's freaking spinning. Each chapter, I mean, it's like nuts. But we're going to talk more about the practical side. We're going to throw in the analytics side too. But we're also going to throw in what her practical ideas are for improving the game of baseball. I actually put a survey, a petition out there. I will get that out to people next week before she comes on. We have 67. Last I checked, we have 67 signatures on that petition to make her commissioner. So it's really interesting that people are actually looking at this and saying, "Oh yeah, this could work." Let me look at it right now before we bring on Phil. I am going to look at what we have in terms of the number of people who have signed that petition. Where is she? Where is she? I'm looking on my messages here on Facebook. All right. So let's see what we got. We have 66. Oh, I thought we had 67. Oh, somebody must have taken their signature off. So I'll share that petition. Kind of a fun thing to do. It may be tongue in cheek. It may not be. I don't know. We'll talk to her next week and see what she thinks. But a lot. I haven't finished the book yet. I'm gonna finish it before next week's show. Um, but tune in if you want to hear a lot about who she's talked to. Sandy Koufax, Joe Torre, all the major managers, Dave Roberts. I mean, she talked to a ton of people about baseball analytics and how it's changed the game, how it's in some ways shape ruined the game, ruined players. Um, so tune in next week. I'll put information out there. It should be a great show. I've got her the whole show. Lil will be with us. She'll be on the entire time. She's great to talk to. She has a great Sandy Koufax story that we'll talk about too. All right. I watched Phil's on replay show yesterday, trending in the AM. And he had some relevant points, and he did change my mind on one thing, but I'm going to talk to him about a couple of other things as we get to this. Hello, Phil.
What is up, my man, Mitch? How you doing this evening?
I am terrific. I need to hold on a minute. I need to get my volume up here so I can get you loud and clear. Okay. All right. You're here.
I'm here.
All right. I watched yesterday.
Yeah.
Right.
Which everybody should watch every day, right?
Well, I told people before. I said, "You're up. Are you still at 8:55 or 9:55?
8 a.m. to 9:30 every day.
No subscribers.
Oh, 9:59 as of today.
All right. That's good.
We're getting there. Slow baby crawl to 1,000 subscribers.
That is. I know. I've been listening. I've been paying attention. I was like, okay, he's getting there. Very good. So yes, you were on and you were on fire. I mean, all the comments are great, right? And you get boom, 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 which is awesome.
Non-stop.
So initially I was like, what is he doing? At least play the starters. At least I was thinking a half, but even a quarter to me would have been fine. Because you want to keep him in some kind of a rhythm, I think. A full buy for everybody, they don't come off that good, that well. Also threw in my thoughts, the seed. Mm-hmm. I don't know, and you'll think the same thing. I'm thinking that he's not thinking, Sirianni, that if we get the 3 seed, we're going to play the Niners. I don't think that they think like that, right? So as it turns out, you kind of want the Niners because they're hurting on the defensive side. Mm-hmm. But I got to question you on Petula, okay? And this offense. And I agree with you, yes. Defense, and I listened to Brian Baldinger on WIP, and he was on tonight for 15 minutes. There is a way, and teams have done it, to win playoff games and regular season games with their defense.
Absolutely.
Okay? Absolutely can do that. However, to me, it's no excuse for the offense the way it's played since the beginning of the season with this new coordinator. So let me go through what I'm thinking. He hires Kevin Petula. We watched the first 5 or so games. We're all questioning what the hell is going on. What is he doing? Why are they not? And you were getting the Andy Reid, I got to do a better job from Sirianni, right? A bunch of BS, right? And then we hear that in the 9th week, Sirianni and him are going to work together. Well, nothing's changed. So I blame Sirianni for not having the guts to be able to say, you know what? We are not putting our players in the right position. We're not giving, and I given the offensive line is not as good. So, the offensive line isn't that good this year. We need to figure out how to get our star players into the mix to get this offense rolling. Do you throw over the middle a little more? Maybe. Do you think of that? Maybe when you watched a lot of Saquon's, and we talked about this last year and this year, Saquon off tackle in the outside on the open, out in the open, he doesn't need a lot of space. He'll find it. You were talking about Tank. Tank doesn't play. Obviously, the game didn't much matter, but we love Tank. He's been getting 6 to 8 to 9 yards a carry. You don't use him in the fourth quarter again, albeit the game really didn't quite matter last week. So I am still concerned about the offense. And Baldinger said, you got McCaffrey and you got Purdy. Yeah, they're going to look at the weakness in the Eagles' defense this weekend. And you said nothing's going to change on the offense. So. And obviously
let me get in here and
get in.
Let me break this down.
I got a big mouth. I know.
Yeah, no, it's okay. But the thing is, nothing's going to change. Nobody, everybody's like, oh, does Kevin Petula and Nick Sirianni have the secret playbook that they're going to unleash come the playoffs? No, this offense is what it is. It is inconsistent. But is it as bad as people think it is? Let's break it down. First off, you mentioned it. Some of the struggles, when you mentioned the struggles earlier in the season, I mean, they did go 8-2. They did beat the Rams. They did beat the Chiefs. They did beat the Cowboys. They did beat the Packers. They did beat the Lions. I mean, the list goes on and on of playoff teams at the time that we beat.
Right.
But this offensive line has been hurt since last year. Landon Dickerson, Cam Jurgens played hurt in the Super Bowl, had offseason surgeries. Landon Dickerson had to have a second surgery that he came back from in 2 weeks to start the season. Cam Jurgens has been the worst center in all football. 42 out of 42 centers, he has been the worst. Lane Johnson's been in and out, and now just coming back. He did practice today, so he should be playing, but he's missed the last 5 or 6 weeks. Jordan Mailata said on multiple interviews this year, everybody talks about the worn-out running backs after big seasons like Saquon had, but no one talks about how that wears down the offensive line. Mm-hmm. Then you went out and finally signed the first ever fullback to the Eagles roster since maybe John Ritchie or Leonard Weaver. That's the last time we had a legit fullback, and he goes down before the season starts. So there's a lot of that stuff that's happened, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You still went out there, had Jalen Hurts throw a career high in touchdown passes. Mm-hmm. You still had 2 1,000-yard wide receivers, one of which missed 3 or 4 games this year in A.J. Brown. You still had Saquon Barkley rush for 1,140 yards. You still had Dallas Goedert set a record by catching 11 touchdowns. So let me ask you, is it as bad as you think, or has the competition been tougher? Has the parity in the NFL made it tougher? It's not as bad. And you know what? It is okay if your offense goes out there on Sunday against the 49ers, puts up 25, 27 points, whatever it is, 23 points. I don't care. Mm-hmm. This Eagles defense since week 9, they're the 4th. Where's my notes here? I got my notes.
They were the 3rd best, right?
No. Well, hold on. They're the 5th best right now in football. But since week 9, they are the number 1 ranked defense.
Oh, number 1. Okay. All right.
Since week 9.
Yeah.
You're going to go out there against a 49ers team that's not just banged up on defense. They're most likely going to be without their Hall of Fame tackle, Trent Williams. They're going to be without their top wide receiver, Ricky Purcell, most likely. Haven't been ruled out, but they did not practice today. And Shanahan hinted on Monday, Kyle Shanahan, that they weren't going to play. You can win with that elite defense because, hey, the 49ers aren't that good offensively speaking with these holes that they have. But also, our offense still does just enough. You put up 24 points against the 49ers, you might win by 10 points. Mm-hmm. So why are we so concerned about the offense that has led us to 11 wins, that had an 8-2 record, that has beaten pretty much outside of the Broncos and the Bills game?
Right.
Have we lost to any good team? We are 2nd in the NFL in wins this year against teams with winning records.
Okay.
So is it that bad, really? And it really frustrates me because Kevin Petula has not been good. I'm not giving him a pass. It has not been pretty. But the ugliness that he calls still has worked more times than not.
So I guess it's, as we know, you look at last year. It was amazing offense.
Well, it was an amazing season from Saquon. Jalen Hurts had a better year this year than he did last year. People won't admit it, but he did.
But the frustration, Phil, is you have those wide receivers plus a Goddard. Again, Goddard had a great year.
So did Adrian and Devontae.
And Saquon, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they weren't, yes, they got 1,000 yards. And I guess maybe there was more expectation and we're not meeting the expectations. Yes, 1,000-yard rusher is a good rusher. I just hurt myself.
He'll put you on the sideline for 6 weeks. You're an older man. I heard you say you're 70 years old. You can't break any bones or bump any things like that. That'll bruise in 5 minutes right there.
It was on a zipper down on a pillow.
Oh man, that's gonna put you up for 6 weeks then. We're gonna put you on IR for the rest of the year.
No, I'm good. I'm fine.
Look. Hey, you know what?
Expectations, Phil. Expectations.
As you're 70 years old, as you gracefully said, you don't look a day over 69. I would expect.
That's not the first time I've heard that. Go ahead.
Yeah, I make that joke. I probably make that joke to you. I would expect more from you, Mitch, and I love you. But in this day and age, we live in a day and age of fantasy football and gambling. And the people, you're an older guy. You're older than me, okay? I didn't live through the Terry Bradshaw era. And I always go back to Terry Bradshaw. He is a Hall of Fame quarterback. Did he put up 5,000 yards a season? Did he throw 40 touchdowns a season? He won Super Bowls. He won games and didn't do it flashy. The people that won flash, the people that think Justin Herbert is a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts or want the New England Patriots offense here in Philly this year.
Mm-hmm.
Who cares? As long as you win. Does anything else matter in sports than winning?
No. I mean, you're right. You're right. So the win is the key.
Everybody wants flash. The casual fans want the flash. But really, all that matters is getting the W.
The casual fans, I don't think – I don't want – again, I don't think I'm a casual fan.
You're not. I'm not. I didn't mean to do that. Right. But I'm just making a point here with that.
No, I know, but the experienced fans, all those 70, 80, 70 some odd thousand people, you and me and the millions watching, are just, I guess, expected more from and it sounds funny, from the offense with more misdirection, the same old stuff for Jalen, with Saquon going up the middle. Why can't you go out there? Again, the different plays that are more creative than what they are. So it's interesting. Yes, it's a confliction, if you will, of they won all these games. They won the division. They coming off a Super Bowl win with the same basic offensive weapons. They're in the playoffs again. I guess the only bitch could be, could they have gotten the 1 seed? And nobody's really talking about that either.
I guess you could have. But you got to, again, think about it. I don't like making excuses. But Kevin Petula is a first-time offensive play caller, first-time offensive coordinator. It's not like he had shooters knocking down the door. He's been a coach in the NFL for, I think it's close to 20 years now. Yeah. And this is his first chance. Yes, his buddy, some people call it the Nepo. It's a Nepo hire or whatever. Yeah. I get that. I understand that. But you also got to look at, he expected to have the best offensive line in football, which they've had for the last couple of years. They did not have that. The players need to execute, not give them an excuse, but also on the flip side, who was available when Kevin Petula got hired? When you win a Super Bowl, you are behind the 8 ball in every other team, right? How many? We've got 7 head coaching openings right now. Yeah. All these teams are filling out, interviewing guys. The guys they're interviewing are filling out their coaching staff if they do get hired. Well, we lost Kellen Moore after the Super Bowl. All the good offense coordinators were taken already.
Yep.
So you promote it from within. The guy that's been here for the last 5 years with Nick Sirianni, with Jalen Hurts, there should have been some continuity there, and it's been bad. I read a stat the other day, and I don't remember what year it said it started, but whenever they started counting route trees, like how many curl routes a team runs, how many this, that, whatever. The Eagles set the record for the most hitch routes run ever in a season by over 10% this year. I don't remember. I didn't write down the number, or if I did, it's pages back in my notes here. But just make up the number. I think it was like 28% they ran hitch route. The previous record was like 18%. Most of hitch routes ever run in a season. So, yes, it's predictable. But as a guy that's never done this before, and you took away his biggest weapon, which is a great offensive line. So what did we expect from them? Like, you weren't going to have Saquon Barkley run for 2,000 yards again.
Right.
Yeah, we would have liked to have seen more creativity, a little bit more of Jalen under center or this or that. But all this talk, I mean, literally, 42 centers that played Cam Jurgens' amount of snaps or more. Cam Jurgens was the worst. He just got a huge contract. And he was a warrior playing in the Super Bowl hurt last year.
Yeah.
I get that.
So why
you never gave him a chance to get healthy. You never gave Landon Dickerson a chance to get healthy. You gave Lane Johnson some time, but that's it. So there's a lot of necessary blame put on Kevin Patullo, but maybe too much, in my opinion.
Why does Patullo then, knowing that, if he sees these numbers, why does he continue game after game to go up the middle? Obviously, that's the weakness. That's the question,
obviously.
Phil. That's the question.
And there's no excuse for it. And maybe that's where he needed some help this season, whether it was a consultant brought in, whether they should have. I mean, I had earlier in this season, I was asking for them to switch play callers and give Scott Loeffler, their quarterback coach, who had a really great college career, calling the type of offense we think they should have. I get all that.
Right.
But he just didn't have the experience to do it.
Right.
So somebody needs to step in and help him. And the problem is he didn't get that help. And the season just got by, but we still survived.
Yes.
So we're still sitting here in the NFL wildcard. Yeah, we could have probably gotten the 2 seat if we played our starters. It was the right decision not to play our starters, in my opinion, whether we were getting the 2 seat or not. Could we have gotten the 1 seat? Maybe. I don't know if we really, truly ever had that chance with the Lane Johnson injury happening late in the season, the way it did, Jalen Carter missing time. I don't know if that was really ever in our cards. But let's be honest. I mean, 11-6, winning the NFC division again, 5 straight years to the playoffs, 2 Super Bowl appearances, 1 Super Bowl championship. I think the Eagles, I don't want to say get a pass per se, but I think we should give them more of a benefit of the doubt and trust that Nick Sirianni is making the right decision to keep Kevin Patullo there. He obviously sees something that makes the alternative option. Every Eagles fan's like, oh, all year long they were hoping that Mike McDaniels would get fired by the Dolphins so we can bring him in and fire Kevin Patullo. What's Mike McDaniels going to do?
Right.
Mike McDaniels is a complete disaster head case in Miami.
Well,
and you're not going to change your coordinator mid-season.
Well, that's the thing. You're not going to do that either, right?
Exactly. So you have to accept, the listeners need to accept and trust that Nick Sirianni's track record, arguably the greatest coach in Eagles history, the best coach over the last 5 years in the NFL. No one's done what he has done outside of Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, arguably the greatest head coach quarterback combo of all time. Have faith in him. Trust in him. And if it fails, it fails. Trust that he'll fix it next year because the track record's there. He is a proven commodity, Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts, to get the job done. So that's how I feel on it.
Interesting. Yeah, listen. We will see what happens right on Sunday. Sunday, I heard also on WIP the refs that are coming in to ref this game. Eagles are 8-1 with these guys.
That's a false fact. Just so you know.
That's why you really
listen to WIP. All right. So what you're talking about is I don't know if I say his name right. Alan Eck. ECK is how you spell it. I'm assuming it's Eck. Okay. Right. Games he's worked as a head official and under somebody else. Eagles are 8-1. As the head ref, as the guy in charge, like he'll be on Sunday, the Eagles are 3-0 and only 2-1 against the spread. But that he was also part of the team that coached the Eagles to victory, or that ref the Eagles to victory against the 49ers in the championship. But they're 8-1 when he is part of the team, not the head guy of the ref team. I just want to make sure because I initially wrote down that 8-1 thing.
Okay.
Then I fact check it. and you can't trust WIP. Okay,
I
you gotta
know.
as I say on my show, turn the dial down, turn your favorite content creators up. We put the work in. They
Yeah.
just throw, part of my language, shit up against the wall and sees if it
Yes,
sticks. All right.
absolutely.
But
Yeah.
yeah, he's a Williamsport native, obviously Williamsport, PA. So he grew up an Eagles fan, cheering on the Eagles and the Phillies and whatnot. So yeah, I mean, obviously there's some bias there. But I don't think that's not the worst thing we have to worry about our refs doing, having a favorite team. We got so many other ref issues to worry about in sports, period.
I know.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh,
I don't trust a single official in any sport.
Phil, it's so funny because when I used to watch back in the day, right? I mean, yeah, obviously no replay. I mean, and you accepted the calls. And I don't remember. I mean, listen, how many football games did I watch when I was growing up as a teen and as a young adult? And I mean, thousands, right?
Mm-hmm.
You never questioned them. You really didn't. Because it really wasn't a focus on and had so many cameras on all these players that you could say, oh, that's a bad call, bad interference call, bad this, bad that. So it's really interesting now to be able to say, oh, these guys suck. And now they did not miss any calls on the secondary. Those guys were don't bring them on the field.
I will say that the officiating criticism has been made easier because of social media, because we have instant replays on our phone all the time. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Everybody has access to the all 22 footage for like $10 or whatever it costs. The current modern technology era. I bet you officials, when I was growing up watching Buddy Ryan coach the Eagles, I'm sure the officials were bad back then. But we didn't have that instant access.
That's what it is.
If Gary Papa didn't tell us about it on, the 6 o'clock news, we didn't know it was bad. If McCafferty or whatever his name was wrote in the Delco Times about it, if he didn't do it, we didn't know. You know what I mean? Exactly. So the era also plays a factor in that.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it's for sure. And that's, again, with basketball and with hockey I don't know. I can't watch a lot of hockey because I don't have the NHL package, but it used to be really, really, really bad with these watching the Rangers play a lot and so many stupid calls. And then you have obviously the umpires in baseball who, again, you do the statistics, they're right 90 some odd % of the time. So, we bitch about it because we can actually see it now.
At least they're bringing the ABS system to baseball this year.
I know, but
I'm
still
excited for it.
To me, it's inconsequential. You only get 2. It's not that big
exactly.
a deal.
They're not giving it out enough. Absolutely agree.
No, I mean, maybe you do it once in a bat. I mean, that would be nice. Now, that would slow down the game. Again, they're not going to do that. My question to you, sir, and I know you may not do this with me right now because you typically will wait on predictions. You dog. Would you predict?
I'm going to give you a very general answer for a prediction.
Not the Eagles, but are you able to predict any other? Are you going to predict? Can you predict any other games that are coming?
Hold on. I just posted the win losses. I didn't post scores, but I did post win losses a few minutes ago. I forget what I wrote down. So I want to make sure I give you exactly
I can list them for you.
I posted online.
Okay. Can I list them for you? I got them written down here. Yeah. See, I did my homework. I do my homework.
No. I want to make sure I give you the answers I posted online.
Okay. All right.
So I got the Patriots beating the Chargers.
Let's see. Where are they? I have that. Yep.
Against the 7. I got the Bills beating the Jags. I know a lot of people are high on the Jacksonville Jaguars. They are a red hot team. Yep. I know that. I get that. But I still think the Bills pull that one out.
I took the Jags.
I got the Houston Texans defense beating the Steelers because, again,
this
playoffs run, whether the Eagles get to the Super Bowl or repeat or not, this playoff run is going to be dominated by defense. Correct. And you got the Patriots, you got the Texans, you've got the Rams, you got so many elite Seattle, many elite defenses.
Yeah.
And defense is going to be the name of the game. So I got Patriots, Bills, Texans winning on the AFC side. I got the Packers beating the Bears.
I have the Bears beating the Packers. Go ahead.
I literally could flip a coin on that one.
Yeah, right.
I really could.
Yeah.
I think people are underestimating the Bears, and people are overestimating the Packers. But I am not trusting Caleb Williams yet in the playoffs. He's got to prove it to me.
Yeah.
before I can trust him in the playoffs. Okay,
right. He's got, but hasn't he gotten better all during the season?
He's gotten better. To see when I watched him beat the Eagles on Black Friday, he earned a lot of respect in my book.
Right.
But there's a difference between playing on Black Friday
and playoffs.
And the playoffs.
Yeah.
Just like Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is a 10 times better quarterback come January.
Yeah.
Than in the regular season.
Yeah.
When the lights are brightest, sometimes people get nervous, and he's a young kid. So I'm gonna pick the Packers, but I'm gonna put that caveat that of all my picks, the least shocking one I would get wrong would be the Packers-Bears one. Right. I wouldn't be shocked if I got that wrong. I've got the Rams beating the Panthers. Okay. The Panthers, I like the Bryce Young story of him, whatever also, but they're not a good team, the Panthers.
How about them? Listen, the owner, I may have told you this too, the owner is from the town I used to grow up in, Livingston, New Jersey, right? People hated him. Carolina people, they despise this guy, and rightly so. They win 8 games this year. I mean, forget the fact that they only won 8 and they're in the playoffs. But the fact of the matter is,
that's the problem, right? No,
that's the division. But the fact of the matter is, they won 8 games, Phil. Good for them.
Yeah, good for them. I mean, I absolutely love it. I just don't think that they could beat the Rams, who, to me, the only team that could beat the Eagles in the NFC is the Los Angeles Rams, in my opinion.
Okay.
That's the only team that can knock the Eagles off, in my opinion.
Do you think they're going to end up beating the Seahawks?
Who?
The Rams?
No, I do not.
Okay.
So right now, my NFC Championship game is Eagles versus Seahawks. Spoiler alert, I do have the Eagles winning on Sunday. It's a 4.5-point line. Right. I'm not going to give you my final score because I don't even know what my final score prediction is yet. I'm still working on it, but I'm spitfiring a couple ideas. 27-14, 24-13. The Eagles not only will cover the 4.5-point spread, but I feel the Eagles will win by 10+ points this weekend.
Okay.
I'm that confident. But I got the Eagles beating Seattle in the championship game.
In Seattle,
because I got the Eagles beating the Rams. Based off of my predictions, Seattle would play Green Bay, win that game. The Eagles would beat the Rams. But that'll be a little close game. In the AFC, I got the Patriots beating the Bills in the championship game.
Okay.
So Eagles, Patriots, Super Bowl rematch from years ago. I really wanted to put the Texans and their defense in the Super Bowl. I just couldn't do it.
And Broncos, not as impressive as they come out to be with their record.
I mean, their schedule's been pretty soft for the most part.
Right.
When you really look at it. They are another defensive-minded team. Bo Nix has had way too much of an up-and-down year for me, in my opinion, this year. I had high hopes for him coming into this season. I don't want to say he hit a sophomore slump. He just didn't improve much.
Right. I didn't see that either.
Based off of my predictions, they'll go up against the Bills. And look, Josh Allen's is fighting for his reputation right now. You have no Joe Burrow, no Patrick Mahomes, no Lamar Jackson. This is his year to finally get through. I don't have him getting through, but I have him get further because this is the perfect spot for him to get through to the other side. So, I got them losing to the Patriots, but, I wouldn't be shocked if it's Eagles-Bills, honestly. I really think there's only 4 or 5 teams that can win the Super Bowl. The Eagles, the Rams, the Patriots, the Bills, and maybe the Texans at a distant 5th. They're the only 5 teams, in my opinion, that can win the Super Bowl out of the 14 teams in the playoffs.
You don't think the Seahawks are in there, huh?
No. I mean, Sam Darnold, come on now. I mean, their defense is great, but Sam Darnold had won 14 games in the regular season last year. Where did that get him with the Vikings? And they had a great defense ran by Brian Flores last year and this year, you know what I mean? So, look, Sam Darnold is turning heads and finally finding a groove at 27, 28 years old, whatever he is. But I can't trust him. When the lights are the brightest, not a chance in the world. Yeah. Not a chance in the world.
It's going to be, I don't know if you heard the opening, Phil, we got football Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, college included. It's going to be fun, man.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. Look, the parity in the NFL is going to, this year, is at an all-time high. Yep. And the parity in the NFL is going to create a playoff run that anything can happen. We're making predictions, but we're just Joe Schmoes. We're just we're armchair quarterback GMs here. Right. We don't know what we're talking about really. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anything can happen over the next 4 or 5 weeks. Literally anything. Nothing would shock me over the next 4 to 5 weeks.
Yeah. It's true. I mean, my brother-in-law says the same thing. Is anybody can win on it, and anybody can win any given day, except the Panthers did this weekend.
Well,
But
yeah,
the that's what's fun about it. I mean, that's what's the
absolutely.
fun part about
The
watching this NFL.
unpredictability that's coming up over the next couple of weeks is going for a general NFL or football fan that doesn't really care who wins this week. This playoff runs for them. You just
It's
want to
great.
watch 10, 15 great football games. You're going to see it over the next couple of weeks.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's going to be a really fun weekend. Let's go back. Can I go back to the Phillies with you for a minute?
I got nowhere to be, man. I got the Sixers on in the background. They just blew a 12-point lead. So you know what? I got all the time in the world for you, man. I got nowhere to go.
Love it. There's JT. Obviously, the biggest thing is the JT situation.
Yep, and I heard you talking about. I was listening to you a little bit while you were going over that.
And again, is it no news is good news? The rumbling is he wants 3. Most likely, the Phillies offered 2. I was okay with 3 with him initially. I wasn't, but I was like, you know what? Can the Phillies offer him 2 and a 3rd-year option? That kind of thing. But you cannot. You absolutely cannot go into this season with Marchand and Stubbs. It's a disaster. It's not going to work. Marchand can't hit. Either can Stubbs. Stubbs, I don't know why he's still on the 40-man roster. It's ridiculous to me. My choice, you may have heard it, Victor Caratini. He's as good. He's a switch hitter. And he had, in minimal games, like I said, not mostly at catcher, but some at DH and some at first base and some at first base. I mean, he put up basically the same. He put up the same number of home runs, 6 less RBIs, and he only played in 114 games. OPS at 728, and close. JT was 700, 325 on base, and JT was 315, and about the same average. So you're losing most likely, obviously, defense. But if you put Marchand as the catcher, now again, he's been okay when he's been in defensively, but the guy can't freaking hit. So here's my thing, and you may have heard this again. All right, John Middleton, you want your damn trophy back? Pay the freaking tax for this year. Go do it. Spend the fucking money, and get Bo Bichette. Okay, just do it. Well, just do it. You got money. Go spend it and get it done. The outfield is still a question.
Yeah, look, if you let JT walk, you have to go get Bo Bichette or somebody else. I mean, I was very high on getting Kyle Tucker. I knew it was a pipe dream. Once they signed Schwarber, it wasn't happening.
Right.
Bo Bichette, I think the chances are very slim. I agree. They should probably just pony up the 3rd year for JT. But the way I've described the JT Realmuto situation this entire offseason, I've described it similar to the Dallas Goedert situation from last offseason with the Eagles. The Eagles offered him a 1-year deal. He wanted to test free agency. The Eagles said, here's your 1-year deal. It's right here. Go figure it out. If you come back in a month and you want this 1-year deal, it's here for you. They waited way late in the offseason to give Dallas Goedert that 1-year deal. And this is probably what they did with JT Realmuto. We are capped out at 2 years, this amount of money for you. He says, okay, I want 3. They're like, go find it. This will be here on the table for you when you come back. No one signed him. Now, at some point, JT's going to want us. The Phillies have to make a decision. The Phillies can't wait much longer because, yes, you can't go Marchand and Stubbs into the season, especially if you don't go get Bo Bichette. But at some point, in football, it's a little different with a tight end position. You're starting catcher in Major League Baseball. You got to get that guy down to to Clearwater. You got to get him down there by February 1st because that's when pitchers are down there working out and stuff like that. At some point, they do. Now, you can't – maybe the Phillies aren't willing to give him a 3rd-year option because at his age, by that 3rd-year option, he's just going to take it no matter what. Maybe you find some mutual option where it's club/player option where there's a buyout for either side. Maybe you do that. Or maybe if you can't get Bo Bichette, maybe the Phillies just need to pony up that extra 3rd year. Because, I mean, let's think about it. You're losing Castellanos, and rightfully so. You're bringing in Adolis Garcia, who is a better defensive hitter or right fielder, and no different really offensively speaking.
Hopefully he can, last 2 years not good. He had a good year.
I don't live in a land of rainbows and sunshines.
I do. I'm hoping.
I live in reality. Garcia is most likely going to be just the same person as Castellanos at best with a better glove. At best, Castellanos last year. But that's me. You know, you can move on from Bohm if you get Bichette. That saves some of the money, maybe. But most likely you're starting the year with Bohm at third base again. Most likely the only change is Garcia for Castellanos.
Mm-hmm.
And if you lose JT Realmuto as well, this Phillies team's not winning 97 games. Now, if you bring JT Realmuto back, you still win 97 games. Problem is, it's the same team as last year.
And
Which means you're going to lose in the playoffs again next year.
See,
bringing
here's
in
the thing.
Don Mattingly and Garcia and the reliever Keller, that ain't changing the outcome at the end of the season.
I know, and you just said it, and I don't agree. They'll get to the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is, here's the issue that I have with this team. It's mental. Okay. I heard somebody say from one of the interviews after a playoff game with somebody on the field, you know, what were your, I don't have any expectations.
Right.
Really? Well,
and I won't put any expectations on them.
You can't put pressure on yourself. Take it day by day. From day one in spring training, these guys were saying, we're going to get to the World Series. And then they felt the pressure. That's the only way I can explain it. Their heads, they need something. They need Dr. Joel Fish to get in there and to take a screwdriver to their brains and say, fellas, relax. What are you doing?
I think there's one maybe saving grace for the Phillies offense this year. And this is a very, very big reach. I'm like reaching, like I'm going Inspector Gadget arms reaching on this reach, okay? Yeah. Is that Dave Dombrowski knew he had no money this offseason to really make changes, and he purposely insulted Bryce Harper to motivate Bryce Harper. And you saw the shirt Bryce Harper was wearing while he was working out. Maybe that was, I mean, that's pretty pathetic if that's your trump card of an offseason is to insult one of your best players. But if you keep or lose JT Realmuto, but that's it, and the rest of the team is the rest of the team. If Bryce Harper goes back to even close to his 2021 MVP season or 2022 postseason run, that's good enough to carry and make up the difference, in my opinion.
Exactly.
But that's a big, like, go Gadget arms. I'm reaching, you know.
Well, here's the thing. Supposedly, and listening to the podcast with Zalecki and Salisbury Amaro, they had a discussion, Harper and Middleton. So was Bryce wearing that shirt not necessarily to mock, but to mock what Dombrowski said? Mm-hmm. Was he not keep putting it in his face? And these guys didn't think that he was. He was not the kind of guy to do that. He was putting it on for people to see that he's like, okay, I get it. I see it. I'm not elite. Okay, we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Look, I mean, maybe that's the answer to the season. I don't know. Sometimes I think that the game has passed Dave Dombrowski by.
Me too.
He just, you know, he just doesn't have it anymore, whether it's the evaluation, whether it's the negotiation, whether it's the short-term mixed with long-term planning. But also I truly think that John Middleton has handcuffed him to an extent. John Middleton goes out a few years ago and says, we're going to spend stupid effing money, you know, to get my effing trophy back. Mm-hmm. Dave Dombrowski starts spending the money. Then John Middleton says, hold on. You give out all that money to Trey Turner, Bryce Harper, Kyle Schwarber, Zach Wheeler, Aaron Nola. You give out all this money, and we're one piece away. And now you say, whoa, boy, hold on. You know what I mean? To me, it could be a combination of the game passing him by. Yeah. He's lost that go, like not making trades of prospects for the right players and stuff like that. But also, maybe someone's, you know, holding him back and tightening that leash a little bit on him. I mean, John Middleton's got the money. It's not a matter of whether he wants to or whether he can spend the money. It's whether he wants to spend the money.
Well, that's it.
You know what I mean? And as long as that park keeps selling out at the prices they're selling out, game in and game out, and in the playoffs, why spend more money? The fans are still going to pack the stadium.
True.
So it is what it is. So we're just going to be in for another season of, you know, 20-game stretches where we go 15-5, and then 20-game stretches where we go 9-11. It's going to be the same thing again. And unfortunately, as degenerate Phillies fans that me and you are, or you and I are, We're gonna suffer through it and watch it all
We'll
summer
watch
long.
it.
Again.
I'm going to watch it, and
I'm just not going to personally go down to the park.
I got to go to. I mean, I can't not go to a
I've been
game.
going to Phillies. I went to my first Phillies game in 1986.
Yeah.
There have been about 3 seasons in my life that I have not gone to a game. The COVID shortened year,
Right.
and the last 2 years. And the last 2 years were by choice because I refused to spend my hard-earned money going down there to see a game. Now, I'll watch them all. I'll still invest my time, but I'm not spending my money at that ballpark and dropping $200 for my wife and I to go down to a game when ownership's like, yeah, we spent enough. We don't have to go any further. So that's my opinion.
That's the difference between you and me. I need to see a ball game.
I do. I mean,
listen,
I'm trying to go down to Clearwater this year to catch a spring training game. That's different to me. Like, I'll go to baseball games.
Yeah.
I'll go to a high school game. I'll go to a college game. I'll go to a little league game. I'll go watch my nephew Connor play little league all summer long. I'm not spending my money at Citizens Bank Park this year.
Well, okay. Do you have any of your money you want to give to me that I can spend it?
No, I'm broke. I have no job. I am unemployed at this point, man.
I know. I was in shock when I saw that. So, Phil, I don't have a way to get my free pizza at this place.
No,
what the hell?
You go ask the owner that's there now. Maybe he'll give you one. I don't know.
Think so.
I'm unemployed. So there's no money.
Right.
There's no money, no excess money to spend on tickets anyway.
I guess not. All right. I'm glad you're doing okay though, still, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
All right.
We got a nice little nest egg. I mean, it won't last forever, but
Good.
I got to find a job eventually. I'm hoping to, hopefully one of those nitwits over at WIP call me and say, "Hey, we want you to fix our radio channel." But that's a pipe dream. That's as much of a pipe dream as the Phillies win in the World Series.
Exactly. Yes, that's true. But listen, you'd be really good. I got to tell you, you'd be really good out there because you do your homework and you tell people the way it is and you interact with people.
But there's
really
one thing. There's one thing that makes me different from everybody else.
What's that?
I listen to what the other people say.
No, that's true.
I listen to what the fans, I don't have callers. I do commenters. I listen to what the people say.
Yep.
And I don't laugh at them all. I don't laugh them off the air. I don't tell them they're idiots or clowns or whatever. I listen.
Yes.
And I discuss.
Yes.
There's a difference between discussing opinions and your opinion's the only one that matters. There's a big difference.
Correct. I'm with you on there, buddy.
Yeah.
All right. Last thing, everything's good. You had a good New Year, and everything's fine. Terrific.
Absolutely. I hope you did it well.
And you're with your nephew, I saw.
Yeah, down in Florida. We always go away, my family, down to Florida every year for New Year's, and big group of us. So yeah, I had a great time. Did a podcast with my nephew. 10 years old kid. Hey, we're talking JT Realmuto, and he pulled out the Rockies catcher as an option to replace him. I'm like, I didn't even know who he was before you named him. So yeah, there you go. So that kid knows his sports inside and out.
He's being trained well by his parents.
He is. His dad's got him trained very well.
That's good. All right, Phil. I got to go eat dinner.
I got to get out of here as well.
Next week, you heard this. This is going to be fun. She is so much fun to talk to. I watch her on podcasts, and it's going to be fun. We're going to throw a couple of Jewish anecdotes in there with Koufax and her daughter's. Koufax went to her daughter's bat mitzvah. It was really kind of fun to hear that. So I'm about 3/5 of the way done through the book. So a lot of analytic stuff. It's amazing. It's so.
I'm surprised you're so into analytics. You don't strike me as an analytics guy.
I'm not, but to read about what she's writing about, has written about, is very interesting to me. And to me, it's very simple. It makes people think too freaking much.
I can't think anymore. I'm done thinking at this point.
I know. I hear. That's why I'm retired. I can't think. Just want to do this stuff.
Yep, absolutely. All right. Well, Mitch, thank you very much for having me on.
Yeah, Phil, thank you, buddy.
Tune into Train in the AM Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. live.
Subscribe. He needs 41, folks. 41 more
right.
to get to the magic 1,000, and I get commission when he hits that 1,000 mark.
Yeah, you wish you do.
No, that's true.
All right, Mitch. You have a fantastic day, my man.
Take care, buddy. Thank you again.
Bubbles up.
All right, folks. That was a great conversation with Phil. Interesting, fun sports talk. You gotta love it. So he's taking the Eagles to the Super Bowl. I'm not. Um, they win this week. Listen, I think they can get to the NFC Championship game, but I'm more on the Seahawks than he is with Darnold. So we'll see what happens this weekend, and then we'll be back with Lou next week to talk briefly about the NFL playoffs, maybe some JT news, but mostly about, again, Jane Levy's book, Make Me Commissioner. I know what's wrong with baseball and how to fix it. All right, folks, we'll see you next week, 7 p.m. Eastern time. I hope you enjoyed it. Tell your friends about us. Look us up. I'll repost this out sometime tomorrow. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Have a great week and be safe and enjoy your football weekend. Take care, everybody.